Hello, everybody. You know what day it is. If you see me, it is a wonderful, blessed, and prosperous Wednesday, and it's time for my Wednesday Wisdom Nugget. So, I don't see you any day but Wednesday because I drop my nuggets, but I want to give a special shout out to everyone that is in the military for the commemoration of November the 11th, which will be Veterans Day. Thank you for your service to our country, and I just want to thank you so much. And I also especially want to give a wonderful, wonderful, blessed, prosperous shout out to my father who served many, many years in the Army. So I am a military brat. Thank you for your service. Okay, so now, yep, you know what time it is. It's time for a Wednesday Wisdom Nugget. And today I'm going to talk about growth. Growth is something that a lot of people do not really want to do, but I'm going to title this Growth is Necessary. So it's necessary. So now I am going to go to my laptop and I am pretty much going to reference the biblical scriptures. I have five, six, seven, three. Sorry. I have three scriptures today. And I'm coming out of the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 1, 5 to 7. So we're going to start with verse 5. Once again, Proverbs 1, 5 to 7. I am reading from the New International Version. 5 reads, "Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise." So that's verse 6. Verse 7 reads, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." It says it clear as day, verse 7. This is the verse that really stood out to me. "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." How oftentimes do you not want to grow? Do you not want to hear things that you need to change? Basically, not listening to instruction, not listening to people who have been there and done that. Basically, this is saying it makes you a fool. Do you want to be a fool? In the same spot over and over, going in the same cycles? Doing the same thing over and over again, making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again, and thinking, I got this. I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. And that's why you're right in the same spot year after year after year after year. And you know what grandma told you back in the day? A hard head makes a soft, you know what? Come on, honey. At some point, me, you, all of us have to sit down, put our big woman underwear on, our big man underwear on, and just know that we have to grow. You have to know that you're going to go through trials and tribulations in this life. It just is what it is. It's life. You're going to go through things, learn from them, and just know that everything is temporary. And everything that you go through is to make you stronger. What doesn't kill you, I know it's cliche, but what doesn't kill you actually does make you stronger. Everything that I went through in my life, I couldn't imagine like being here, not going through some of the things that I went through. Like basically, if I didn't go through some of the things that I went through, like back in the day or even recently, I don't think that I would be able to handle the things that I'm dealing with right now. Sometimes your trials and tribulations are there to teach you something, and you just have to learn the lesson. One thing that I really do want to say is don't fight the process. It just is what it is. Don't go against your trials and tribulations and say, oh, bad things are always happening for me. Guess what's going to happen? You are what you speak. Bad things are going to keep happening for you. So just stand strong. Get that victorious mindset and stand strong and speak to yourself and say, I'm a warrior. I went through this before. I can go through this again. I know that life is not always peaches and cream. I have to go through this for another season, and it's a reason why I'm going through this. Don't ever be scared to grow. And one thing that I know, you get what you pray for. I mean, many moons ago, I prayed for God to give me patience, and guess what He did? He gave me a bunch of rejections. He allowed me to go through a bunch of denials. And I had to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. It was a point I would even be in the store, everywhere that I would go to, the store, the mall, the gas station, and I would have to wait. And I would get really worked up inside and anxious, like, oh, and so angry. And God would remind me with a soft voice and say, you prayed for patience. How else are you going to get patience? And I want to remind you, God is not just going to give you anything. You would have to take a step. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Trust the process. Sometimes it is going to be difficult. Sometimes you're going to look to your left and your right and you're going to be alone. You're going to be going through alone. But it's all a part of the process. It's all a part of growing. And I'm here to tell you that spiritual growth is the best growth. In loneliness and seclusion, you really can gain strength. You really can gain clarity. You really can learn more about yourself. I don't know how else to say it, but you have to grow and you have to go through to grow. That's the only way that you can grow. And I hate to, you know, not sugarcoat it for you, but everybody should pray to grow. Everyone should want to grow because standing still in the same exact spot year after year is a hindrance and it's keeping you from what God really wants you to do. Do you know how many people get out of here? They die. And like I said, they've never served their purpose because they were comfortable. They're in this box. And oh, I'm comfortable. I don't want to do that. Oh, I don't want no problems. Oh, you pray for that? I ain't praying for that because I don't want to go through. It's the inevitable. You're always going to have something that you're facing. Strengthen yourself. Get built up. Pray. Find a way to center and keep your focus off of your problems. So when problems do come, you can already handle it. Read your word, read your Bible, or just find a place within yourself to be peaceful or to gain peace because trouble is the inevitable. You can never hide from trouble. You can never, I don't know why this is really in my gut because so many people, and this is another thing, I'm sorry, but a lot of people think that God has neglected them because they are going through trouble. That's furthest from the truth. He hasn't neglected you. Sometimes it's necessary. You just have to go through it. You have to get through that tribulation and trial to go over the hurdle and enjoy the blessings after it. Because sometimes you need humility. Sometimes you need to learn a little bit more about yourself. Sometimes you have a character flaw that you have to really strengthen, or it's something really bad about yourself you have to get rid of. And the only way that you can get rid of it is God basically showing you yourself. And when God shows you yourself, I mean, when He really shows you yourself, I promise you, and He shows you all your flaws. I'm telling you, when you look in the mirror and He shows you your flaws and He shows you the things that you need to work on, at first you'll be like, oh my God, I cannot believe that I said this that way or I did this that way. You start to feel convicted. Your feelings start to get hurt. When He really shows you yourself, you have no choice but to change. And some people, they've just been so used to being the same way. And some people are so toxic. They think because they hang with a whole bunch of people or people are always around them that, oh, I'm good. Not necessarily. I know a lot of people sometimes that walk on eggshells around certain people. I don't want to fire them up. I don't want to so and so. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be a person where people are avoiding me. So I always Now, as I'm getting older, I'm finding myself saying, God, make me better. Help me to learn a new way to say this, or help me to, expand my mind, understand different people's perspectives. And I think that's what life is all about, because it's important to grow. Growth is necessary. And like I said, again, you can never just, God is never just going to hand you a blessing without something that you have to go through. With every test, there is a testimony. So stay encouraged. If you are in a season of growth like me, think of it as a harvest. Think of it like a farm. So when you're planting, your fruits and vegetables, you have to wait for the certain season for them to bloom. You're being watered. It's the planting season. You're being watered and you're being groomed. And when it's actually ready, to be harvested, I'm telling you, you are going to be stronger. You are going to be prepared for your blessing. So do not give up, and know that you are stronger and you are prosperous. God bless you. Do not be scared to grow. Do not be upset to have to grow. It is the inevitable, and it makes us who we are. Shame on you if you don't want to grow. Shame on you if you don't want to become a better person. I'm scared of those of you who want to remain the same year after year after year, but you want these big blessings. It's not going to happen, man. It's a trade for a trade. Small thinking and small minds get small blessings. You have to expand your mind, and you have to really open up and fix those character flaws. Ask God to show you who you truly are. Ask God to show you what He is displeased with. And it's not enough for Him to show you if you're not going to be willing to do the work to change it. Change, and change for good. God bless you and keep you. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for your support.